Have you ever found a Lego theme but think it's too late to get into it? I know I still feel this way about so many themes. So today I'm going to give you 5 different ways on how to enter into the realm of Lego Castle. If you like medieval Lego content, please subscribe. I post a new video every Friday. If you love brand new sets sealed in the box with modern techniques and figures, then you're probably a new release enthusiast. If you're one of these, there are a few sets out right now that can really jumpstart your medieval journey. So let's go over a few. First off, we have the 3-in-1 Horse Knight Castle. This is from the Creator Series, which isn't everybody's cup of tea, but something us castle fans accept since it's given us 2 castles in the last 5 years. This set features 2 new castle factions, and the minifigures look great. This set isn't too big, so it's a great stepping stone if you haven't built a set in ages. I know this set is hit or miss for a lot of people, but I did do a deep dive video. I'll link it above and in the description if you're on the fence. Another option for Lego Castle is all the Lego Castle fantasy themes out there, like Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, or you're just a big medieval fantasy person, the Red Dragon's Tail could be a great set for you. The price point on this one is a little steep because it's almost 4,000 pieces, but if you have the discipline to build this as one of your first sets into Lego Castle, then go for it. Another option for medieval fantasy is always Lord of the Rings, though, and all these sets from Lord of the Rings are going to be great. We have that new Rivendell set and the Shire set, and both are beautiful. You really can't go wrong with these. It's just a matter of your price point and your focus. Lastly, the best set to strive for if you're getting into Lego Castle will be the 90th anniversary Lion Knights Castle. This is honestly the dream set for any castle fan. It has great elements and techniques all around, and even a nostalgic look if you grew up with original Lego Castle. If you can afford it, and if you have the discipline to sit through a 6 to 10 hour build, then this set should be the best thing to strive for. I have this set sealed, and I plan on reviewing it hopefully before it retires at the end of the year. Next up, we have another type of collector, the Army Builder. If you like displaying big battle scenes, dioramas, or just love Lego figures and factions, then this is a great style for you. If this is you, then you want to focus on how to get your hands on medieval minifigures, and there are a plethora of ways. Firstly, you want to prioritize sets that come with a good amount of minifigures. The more minifigures, the better. Generally, the bigger sets will usually have more figures, but there are always some one-off Ninjago sets that have some great elements for your armies as well. Next, you'll want to utilize the LEGO's Pick-a-Brick shop and the Build-A-Minifigure station at the LEGO stores. The Pick-a-Brick shop has a lot of torsos, legs, and accessories to build many different styles of armies right now for much cheaper than you can get anywhere else. This can help bolster those ranks very quickly. For more info on how to use the Pick-a-Brick site, refer to my video on all tips and tricks that you'll need for it. The link is in the description. Now, the Build-A-Minifigure station at LEGO stores is also a great resource. LEGO refreshes what kind of figures they put in there quarterly, and sometimes every now and then they have a knight minifigure in there, which you would be able to get 3 with an accessory for only 10 bucks. For instance, earlier this year, we actually had the Lion Knight minifigures at the Build-A-Minifigure station. If you want to keep tabs on what minifigures are out and when they're released, follow up with Jay's Brick blog. I check in every quarter just to see what new types of minifigures that they're going to have at these Build-A-Minifigure stations. Another huge thing is going to be keeping up with the LEGO CMF series. Usually we get at least one medieval figure in each new series that comes out. So when they get released, go out and start finding some. Just remember not to be that guy that doesn't leave any for the rest of us, though. We aren't scalpers, people, just collectors. And lastly, if money is no concern, you could always buy bulk lots on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. There is always somebody selling medieval minifigures in these, but be wary of them being overpriced or worse, fakes. If you aren't sure how to spot a fake Lego, let me know in the comments, and I can do a video for you guys on that in the future. If you're recently getting back into Lego Castle because it's very nostalgic for you and you want what you had as a kid, then you're possibly a classic collector. Now, when collecting these classic sets, you want to be wary of a few things. First is your budget. They can add up quick. Vintage castles get pretty expensive for not too many parts, unfortunately. The demand is very high for certain specific pieces in these. After this, you want to examine any of these older sets for their condition. Discoloring of the bricks, cracks in the pieces, especially the minifigures, prints scratched or smudged, and most important, missing pieces. Try to utilize reputable sites like Bricklink if buying these sets or other various vintage Lego. If cost is an issue though, I would recommend garage sales, yard sales, and even Facebook Marketplace too. You can really find some deals on here every now and then. But again, you have to be able to spot fakes. If you're unsure how to do this, let me know and I'll get something out there for you. If you're in love with sets like the Black Falcon's Fortress, the Night Lord's Castle, or the Forestman's Crossing, you might be a classic collector. Now, this next one is not for everybody, but if your creativity runs wild and you got the urge to build, you are probably an aspiring MOC Master. MOC simply means my own creation. So rather than sticking to the directions, you sometimes go off on your own and do your own thing. This has all sorts of ranges, such as adjusting the decorations inside your castle to building a whole large-scale medieval city from scratch. The options are limitless, and that is one of the big attractions here. Now, getting started with this is going to be dependent on what you're building, but my advice on getting into it will be the same. First things first, you need some bricks. I would go and get sets that have a good amount of pieces for you to work with. The main reason for this is cost. Bricks are cheaper in sets versus if you bought them outright. The 3-in-1 castles have been great for this. They have so many different types of castle pieces, and they come with 3 different directions that you can test out before going off book. Once you have one of these sets with all these great pieces, next thing is to try something. Being a creative builder is to work with what you have and not what just somebody on YouTube is doing exactly. Let those new muscles work with the pieces in front of you. Now, once you got a few sets under your wing, you can start utilizing the Pick-a-Brick store. This is great for uncovering new pieces here and there. For more details on that, be sure to check out my video on it in the description. Lastly, I would recommend buying in bulk. Lego stores also have a Pick-a-Brick wall where you can get tons of bricks for a lot cheaper than just doing it on the Pick-a-Brick site. You could also try at a used store such as a local Bricks and Minifigs, or you could even acquire them from things like yard sales, garage sales, or even Facebook Marketplace. These are all great ways to acquire bricks for your collection and expand your horizons as a builder. There's of course a lot more advanced things in the future we can talk about with this, but that's going to be later down the road. Lastly, we got somebody who doesn't know if they're sold on Lego Castle or just wants to get a castle or two. If that's you, then you might be a dipper. You like to dip your feet wet in a theme, but don't let it consume you fully. And this is totally fine. Having multiple themes or even just some sets for decorations is so fun. So many people do this with all kinds of themes. It's all about what you like and what you're going to do with it. The biggest thing to consider when dipping into many themes is going to be space. Legos take up a lot of room, so be sure to look at the dimensions on sets before you buy them. This is honestly, though, the lowest stress way of collecting. If you're ever getting into any new theme, you should always dip your feet before going full throttle. Now let's talk about combining these collecting styles. Not all collectors just do one of these styles. I myself am a new release enthusiast, an army builder, and a MOC creator. I am by no means a MOC master, so I have to devote myself there. But at the end of the day, it's up to you and how you want to collect. How deep do you want to get into this theme? What kind of collector do you want to be? Let me know in the comments what kind of collector you are or what kind of collector you want to be. I'd love to see what type of collectors we got watching. And once again, thank you all so much for watching until the end. If you like Lego content, please subscribe. I post new Lego content every week.